In my previous tutorial, we learned how to draft and cut an halterneck bustier top pattern using a princess dart. In this tutorial, we are going to learn the sewing of the pattern. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you are highly welcome, and to the returning subscriber, thank you very much for sticking with me. So here is my pattern set, both the front and the back, but I'm going to start with the front. In my previous tutorial, I told us we are going to be making an underbust dress. So this is going to be a dress, so I went ahead to divide the pattern into three. So I have the down part, which I taped together to avoid sewing of the dart line, so I can get a single piece for the underbust to the waist area. After that, I had a feasible interfacing to the wrong side of both the fabric and the lining. And for the upper part now, I have the center front here. I cut the actual fabric and also cut the lining. Then I had feasible interface to the wrong side. The side front, I had feasible interface to the lining and also to the fabric. After that, on the main fabric, I added my wording to the bust area, and I also had to the center front. Okay, so after all this, now I'm going to separate the fabric and the lining, and I'm going to be joining the piece together, just like you see me doing. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do the same thing. You might decide not to make your own an underbust. If it's not going to be an underbust, you're just going to cut it together instead of separating it. So this is how I'm going to join the four pieces together, and I'm going to do the same thing for the lining. Okay, I'm going to join these three pieces together first. Then on this southern one that we have here, we're going to be having a boning on it. I'm going to be fixing a boning to this down part. This is going to be around the waist area because I just want to use it to snatch it a little bit. Okay, this is not a corset, but you can still use a boning on your bustier. So the next thing, I'm going to start by joining the fabric pieces together, and I'm going to start with the one that is at the upper part, okay, which come from the shoulder to the underbust, just like you see me doing. You're going to pin the three together like this. After joining it, then you're going to join the down parts to it. Okay, but we're going to take it one step at a time. The same thing applies to the lining. You're going to pick the three pieces together like so. You pin it. Make sure that you align the bust points on each of these pieces together. I also have the back. I have a yoke, and I have the other bodies. So on the yoke part, I do not have a zipper allowance compared to other parts because I'm going to be fixing a button or a bra hook. Okay, so then I cut. Then for the back, I cut two for the actual fabric. Then I also cut lining and added a feasible interface to the wrong side. So we're going to work on this later. So now I'm going to be joining the upper part of the front together. As you can see, I already pinned them together. I'm just going to join using the 0.5 seam allowance I added when I was transferring the pattern to the fabric. Now that I'm done sewing, I already stitched the first side of camera just to save our time, and this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to place it on the table so that we're going to see clearly. After joining together, you're going to give it a proper press so that it will come out well. As you can see, the inside, even without the bra cup, is coming out, is forming already. So you can go ahead and fix your bra cup on the actual fabric, or you fix it on the lining. So here is the lining. I already joined the lining together, and I'm going to place it on it this way. As you can see, they both are aligned even without bra cup, even without any support on the lining, it still stands. So the next thing we're going to be working on, down part of the front. Remember I said I'm going to be fixing a boning, but the boning is going to be on the lining. If yours is not going to have a boning, you can as well just skip this process. So the first thing you want to do is to find the midpoint of this cloth, of this piece that you have here. Then after that, you're going to measure and mark out your sewing allowance on both sides. Okay, just like you see me doing, measuring out my sewing allowance. I did the same thing on this other side. We're going to measure it out. This is because we want to know how much more space we have left to determine how much more boning we're going to be having. Although I just want to have a little boning because this is not an actual corset. I did not do any snatching. I just want the boning to support my waist. You're going to measure what you have left. You can decide to divide it by 2 inches. You can decide to have 2 inches interval in between each of the bonings, or you decide to use less or more than that. So before you start sewing your boning, the first thing you're going to do is to mark out your sewing allowance at the top and the base of your pattern. You mark out the side seam. I hope you can see my line. Okay, on both sides. Then you are going to mark 1/2 inch on top and on the base like this. You're going to go ahead and find the midpoint by notching it just to be on a safer side. Then I went ahead to cut pieces of fabric like this. I'm not going to be using a paper tape because the paper tape sometimes do not, allow the machine to sew very well. Then you're going to measure what you have here. Make sure that it does not get to the sewing allowance. Then you're going to start with the center. You're going to start with the center first before every other place. Okay, so just like you see me doing, I already cut out what I needed. I'm going to place it on it this way. But before I start sewing, I'm going to pick one of the fabric that I cut earlier to wrap the edge of the pony like so. Okay, before I started sewing. This is to secure the edge of the pony from piercing the fabric and also making the wearer comfortable. So guys, now I'm done sewing and here is what it's going to look like. You can see my boning started after the half-inch allowance and I stitched very close to the edge of the boning. After this one, I'm going to go ahead and cut more boning so as to make it easier for me when I want to sew. Just like you see me doing, you're going to cut the pieces, how many pieces you needed. So for you to know how many pieces you need, you must mark the lines, measure it for you to know. So before placing the second one, I'm going to measure 2 inches from the first boning because I want to use 2 inches interval in between the bonings. Then I'm going to wrap it with the fabric like so again before I started sewing. And this is how I'm going to continue till I exhaust all the bonings and all the lines that I have on my fabric. So guys, I'm done and this is what it looks like. This is the right side and here is the wrong side, and as you can see, my body does not get to the half inch, so by the time I want to turn it with my actual fabric, it's going to be easier for me, both the top and the base of the top. All right, so that's the essence of leaving half inch before. Now the next thing we're going to do now is to join the upper parts and the down part together. I mean, we are still working on the front. We are going to join the up and the down together like so. We're going to join the lining and we're going to join the actual fabric. For the actual fabric, you're going to repeat the same process. Okay, you're going to go ahead to join the down parts, the other parts of the front, the remaining parts of the front to the up parts like so. All right, so if yours is not going to have something like this, you are going to be having just 3 pieces instead of 4 pieces. So guys, I'm done joining and this is what it looks like. Okay, both the lining and the actual fabric. So the next thing we're going to do is to take it to the pressing iron, open all the seams and iron it using a bust arm. Do not iron on a flat surface. Okay, so guys, for the back, this is what it's going to look like. Because the yoke is not going to have a zip allowance, that is why this piece looks like an excess. It is not an excess, it is the zipper allowance. Okay, I'm going to be fixing a button or a hook around the yoke part. So after that, I went ahead to join the lining to the zipper allowance area. Then I'm going to flip in the yoke inside this way and I'm going to stitch the upper part. Okay, the yoke has to be in between the lining and the fabric. Okay, so and that is how it's going to look like for the back. Okay, I'm going to repeat the same process for the other side of the back. All right, so guys, I already went ahead to iron the zipper allowance area and I can see it lays flat. Now I'm going to flip the yoke inside like this, cover it up with the lining, and I'm going to stitch that upper part with 0.5 sewing allowance so that the yoke will be in between the lining and the actual fabric. And for the front part, I already went ahead to iron it. The next thing we're going to do is to turn the armhole because the neckline is going to have a collar, so there's no need of turning the neckline. All right, so we're going to turn it using the sewing allowance of 0.5 and we're going to turn it outside. Okay, so guys, now I'm done doing that and here is what it looks like. Okay, so for the back, I also went ahead to do the same thing for the other side of the back as well. Then I press it properly. So after placing it on each other, fixing the zip, this is how exactly it's going to look like. I just hope you get the message now. So guys, we're going to put that aside now. The next thing we're going to do is to join the front and back together using the side seam. Okay, so you can go ahead and join it the way you prefer, or you just follow the process I'm about to show you. So the process about to show you is more like an inseam finishing. Okay, I'm going to show us 2 methods. The first one, you can either open up your fabric like this, you place the armhole on each other, you will align the armhole like this, secure it with pin, align every other part, lining to lining, fabric to fabric. Then you're going to stitch the sewing allowance. Okay, then there is another method. The second method is placing both fabric and lining on each other like so. Then you're going to pick one side of either the lining on the fabric, you flip it over, you mark this, you secure it with a pin, mark the sewing allowance and you're going to stitch it. All right, so any which one that is comfortable for you can go ahead and use. So now guys, I already pinned all my fabric and lining together, as you can see. I hope you can see that. So now I'm going to go ahead to the sewing machine to run a stitch on it. I'm done joining the two sides, and as you can see, this is what it looks like. I use the second method of joining all the fabric pieces together or flipping it. So then the side, to make it relax, I'm going to be notching it later. Okay, so that is when I'm almost done, when I'm sure that I do not need any adjustments or anything to do again. All right, so the next thing we're going to do now, I'm going to confirm the waist circumference. So as you can see, I'm trying to confirm the waist circumference so that I'll be sure before cutting out any excesses or sewing allowance. So the next thing we're going to do now is to fix the collar. All right, so we're going to be fixing a collar on this. Remember, in my previous tutorial we measured the neckline measurement, because we're going to using the measurement to make a collar. So I already have a video on how to cut and sew a collar, because if you are going to be adding into the video, it will be too long. I use the measurement of the neckline to create the collar. Okay, this is the collar tutorial. I'm going to be posting it immediately after this video. Please do not miss it. Okay, so after that, we are going to proceed to the next thing. So to fix the collar now, the first thing you want to do is to turn your fabric into the right side like so. We're going to place the right side of the collar on the wrong side of the dress or the shirt or whatever you want to fix the collar on. So you mark the midpoint of the collar and the midpoint of the neckline like so. All right, so you place it on each other and you secure it with a pin. You align it all through. By the time you get to the end of this collar, you place the neckline of the back and you continue like so. On the other side, you are going to arrange the front neckline on the collar like so. When you get to the end of the front neckline, you continue with the back neckline. I just hope you understand what I'm saying. If not, just watch what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch it. Then you're going to flip it to the right side and finish it up. So this is going to be a step by step. I'm going to show you the process. So guys, I'm done stitching on the wrong side. Okay, as you can see. Now, then I stitch this sewing allowance at the back as well. So as you can see, after that you flip to the right side. Then you're going to fold in your half inch and started sewing. Okay, that's how you're going to arrange it from the beginning to the end. So this is what it looks like at the end of the day. Guys, thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Do not forget to check out the collar tutorial on my YouTube. I'm going to be dropping it real soon after this one. And if you find this video helpful, kindly click on the like button, share this video, drop your thoughts in the comment section, turn on the notification bell. Until we meet again in my next video. Bye bye.